Hi learners, is glad to see you in Krishna's space. Today is the day 99 of our 300 days DSA journey. So it's time for our today's problem. Let's understand it. So today's problem is subarray sum equals k. Here we have given an array of integers called nums and an integer k, and we have to return the total number of subarrays whose sum equals to k. So before proceeding, we need to keep three things in our mind. First is that subarray is the contiguous elements in our array. So that means we can't take any elements. We need to take only those elements which are in contiguous manner. Second is we can't alter our elements. That means we can't change the position of our elements. And the third is we don't have to return subarray. We have to return only the count of subarrays, which gives the answer k after adding them. So now let's get into the examples and understand this problem more better. So as we can see in the example 1, we have given an array and the value of k here is 2, and in the output they have written 2. That means we have two subarrays whose sum is equal to 2. Same in example 2 as well, we have given an array and the value of k here is 3, and in the output they have written 2, which means we have two subarrays whose sum is equal to 3. So now let's understand how I have solved this problem. So I have used prefix sum and hashing here. I didn't use brute force approach here because it becomes slow when we have large arrays, and in brute force we just need to find sum of all the subarrays and then we have to compare it with the value of k. If it is equal, so we are going to increment the value of count, and then in the last we can just return the value of count. But here I have used better approach in which we are using prefix sum and hashing. So now let's first understand what is prefix sum. Prefix sum is the sum of all the elements from 0th index to the current index, and then we are going to subtract current sum and previous sum. If the result is equal to k, that means there is a subarray. But if it is not, so we can say we don't have any subarray whose sum is equal to k. So now if you are getting confused that what is current sum and what is previous sum. So current sum is nothing, it is the sum of all the elements from 0th index to the current index, and previous sum is sum of all the elements from 0th index to the ith index. So after subtracting current sum and previous sum, if we get the result k, so that means subarray exists whose sum can give the answer k. So now we need to modify it a little bit because we know the current sum and also we know the value of k, but we don't know the previous sum. So for previous sum, what we can do, we can subtract current sum and k, so we can get the value of previous sum. Now the problem is that how we are going to know that the value which we got is our previous sum or not. So here hash map comes, so which is basically the count of previous sum. If we got that value in our hash map, so we can say that the value of previous sum is the subarrays which can give the answer k after adding them. And if it is not there, so we can say we don't have any subarray. And after that what we can do, we can put the current sum into our hash map so that for future current sum it will be the previous sum. So that's what I have done in my code as well. So let's take the example 1 and understand this problem more better. So as you can see, the first thing that I have done is to create the dictionary which is prefix count, and in that we have a key as 0 and its value is 1, which is basically saying that we have seen the 0 one times. How it is saying? Because currently our current sum is 0 and also the value of answer is 0 as well. After that we are running a loop in which the first element we are going to have is 1, and then we are going to add that 1 into our current sum, so the value of current sum is equal to 1. After that we are going to find the previous sum, which is basically the current sum minus k, and current sum is currently 1 and the value of k is 2 here, so the value we will get is minus 1, and we know minus 1 is not in our prefix count, so we are going to add 0 into our answer. So in this case answer will remain unchanged, and now we are going to put current sum into our prefix count and we are going to have its value as 1. So in our prefix count now we have another key which is 1 and its value is 1. After that we are going to move forward, and in the next run we are going to have again 1, and now my current sum will become 2, and then again we are going to subtract current sum minus k, which will give the answer 0. And we know 0 is already in our prefix count, so we are going to have its value, which is 1, and now we are going to add 1 into our answer. So now my answer is 1. After that we are going to put current sum, which is 2, into our prefix count. So now in prefix count 2 will become the key and its value is 1. And in the next run again we are going to have the element 1, and now my current sum will become 3, and after that we are going to find current sum minus k, which will give the answer 1, and we know 1 is in my prefix count and its value is 1, so we are going to add 1 into our answer, which will become 2 now. After that we are going to put current sum into our prefix count. So now in my prefix count we are going to have 3 as a key and its value will be 1. After that we are going to move forward, but as we have traversed through the whole array, so we are going to come out from this loop and going to return our answer, which is 2. So that's how I have solved this problem. If you guys have any other solution of it, do write it on comment, and thank you so much for watching this video and staying with me.